Hi, Professor May. Before I begin my presentation, I would like to, for the sake of ethically communicating, say that I have a strong bias against Trump. I don't really agree with his ideology, rhetoric, or the way that he presents many messages to the American citizen. So, with that in mind, let me begin. The collage that I chose to do is a reflection of very recent tweets that he has used. None of them were older than 2 weeks, I believe. A lot of the messages were attacking and accusatory. It was a lot of blaming and us versus them. That certainly shows a lack of respect or worth in the other individuals that he is talking about. Um, his main overall message during his campaign of Make America Great Again, I think is unethical because it denotes the feeling of America being substandard or less than it was. It certainly diminishes any other presidencies before him or in recent times. Uh, so Carl Wallace in the readings had four values. They were respect or belief in the dignity and worth of individuals. Number two, fairness or belief in the equality of opportunity. Number three was freedom coupled with responsible exercises of freedom. And number four is a person's ability to understand the nature of democracy. Trump engages in very unethical behavior in all four aspects. Before Trump was elected in 2016 during his presidential campaign, he had a slew of personal and administrative scandals. Um, the Russian interference was certainly the most impactful. It contributed directly or indirectly by Trump's knowledge to him winning the campaign. Uh, let's take a look at Carl Wallace's first value, respect or belief in the dignity and worth of the individual. During his campaign in 2016, he regularly referred to Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton as Crooked Hillary. He accused her of unlawful behavior and said that she should be imprisoned for her actions of emails. Um, during the second candidate debate in St. Louis, Missouri on October 9th, Hillary Clinton referred to President Trump and his physical presence as creepy. Watching the highlights of the debate, I noticed how he used his physical presence to interfere or violate a personal bubble, which diminishes the ability for an individual to communicate. If they are unable to talk to another person without having more emotional responses, you are unable to convey appropriate ideas and concepts. This is very important, especially when you're trying to decide between two candidates on who you think can better lead the country. Uh, Another thing that Trump does unethically is his tweets oftenly and frequently use personal attacks and uh, derogatory terms when he writes about someone that he doesn't agree with. Um, he once tweeted in June of 2017 about Joe Scarborough that and this is a direct quote from his tweet, I heard poorly rated at Morning Joe speak badly of me, parentheses, don't watch him anymore, end parentheses. Then how come low IQ crazy Micah along with Psycho Joe came? Now, this is a tweet that was sent while he was president. It contains very little factual information. It is incredibly poor grammar, and it really diminishes an ethical way to convey an idea or concept. He refers to Mr. Scarborough as psycho, a derogatory term that I have not heard used in any medical profession through my life, and it really, really shows the lack of respect that he has for these people. Uh, Another issue of unethical behavior is the fact that he uses a lot of messages and concepts to be conveyed to American citizens by tweeting. Tweeting has a limitation of only 280 spacing. Now, this is an issue because the fact that a lot of concepts, ideas, or messages that a president should tell the citizens should be explained precisely so we all have the chance to understand what he is trying to do, how he's trying to do it, and why he's trying to do these things. It helps further democracy, for an informed citizen is a citizen that can better decide on whether or not this is the way they feel the country should be ran. A later tweet by Trump was about Bob Corker, a senator from Tennessee. He said, and I quote, Bob Corker, who helped President O give us the bad Iran deal and couldn't get elected dog catcher in Tennessee, is now fighting tax cuts. This is in reference to President Trump's huge tax cuts for wealthy corporations, something that is generally considered to be very promising for the wealthy, not so beneficial or proven economically feasible for the middle class or poor. Another lack of respect in President Trump's message was the fact that he referred to former President Obama as President O, as an abbreviation that I don't think is remotely appropriate in a work environment, much less a presidency. Again, the fact that he only used 280 letters to convey this message is very frustrating. During the readings, we have read about Sarah Birch's and Nicholas Allen's judging politicians. The three things that they really brought up is avoiding conflicts of interest. Number two is delivering outcomes that maximize the public benefit and the simple norms. And number three is conformity with the law or institutional rules. We'll take number one, avoiding conflicts of interest. President Trump has repeatedly used his own hotels to hold government meetings, discussions, and really, further his own private business. Number two, I find it a little bit harder to contest because that is more of an opinion, delivering the outcome that maximizes the public benefit. Public is debatable. There's a lot of supporters of Trump, and I can't confidently or ethically say one way or another that this is unethical behavior because I just don't have the facts for the other side. And number three, conformity with the laws or institutional rules. Now, the Russian probe and the investigation on whether or not Russia, its government or citizens actively interfered or committed smear campaigns against Hillary really denotes the fact that that Trump, the fact that Trump has repeatedly avoided or had his cabinet members step down to avoid investigation is really an aversion of the institutional rules and the laws that govern our democracy. And yeah, well, that is my presentation, and thank you very much, and hopefully answered all your questions. Have a great day.